Hello tribe, welcome back to my channel. Today we are asking a question. What does your higher self think of this connection? So this is a playful way of naming this video. Basically, we're going to be looking at this connection from a higher point of view. Okay, so let's freaking go. That's why I've chosen the judgment card for all of these decks. Deck number 1 is the Texture Tarot deck. Deck number 2 is Sue Polonara's deck. Deck number 3 is Triple Goddess Tarot. So choose yours. If you need extra time, stop the video right here. I'll see you in timestamps. Hello tribe, whoever has chosen the Texture Tarot, let's see. How does your higher self see this connection? And this connection can be platonic, romantic, business. I do not mean to do romance only here. Okay, so whoever needs to come across this video, they will. Okay, let's see. How would your higher self describe this connection? How would your higher self describe this connection? So we have Judgment card coming back right here. We have 3 major arcanas, so this is very influential and quite an important connection. Yeah, because it's not the first time that you cross paths. You have crossed paths in the past lifetime. Okay, let's see a little bit more. So these are going to be your main energies. Let me move this stone quickly. We have the Wheel of Fortune, the Judgment, and the Devil. I'm asking, how do you feel in this connection? And what is the reason for crossing paths? What is the reason for crossing paths? Let's move this slightly right here. And advice from your higher self. We have a star, and I want one more. Okay, let's see what we got on the floor. We have the 3 of Wands. Let me get back to my desk and let's pull one more card as advice here. We have the 10 of Cups. Okay. Let's clarify the Devil. And the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, let's go. Pile number 1, people. Let me adjust you slightly. How does your higher self see this connection? First of all, your higher self is saying that this connection, either way, you would have met in this lifetime. Sooner, later, your paths were supposed to be crossing. Now, this connection is eye-opening here. This connection can feel to you on a physical level, as a human, quite addictive. Or you or someone that you're dealing with has self-destructive habits. This is only for those who know about this already. And I feel like what is happening in this connection, your higher self is saying the time is at play. Make sure that this connection does not keep you away from moving forward, because for some of you, I'm seeing stagnation, I'm seeing someone dragging their time, and I'm seeing possibly lack of progress, because we clarify the devil with Knight of Pentacles, not the fastest moving energy. So especially if you are someone who has plans for yourself, future plans, and you have a very clear vision, this may somehow get in the way of you achieving what you want for yourself as an individual. So make sure that does not happen, because I'm seeing someone being kind of tied to the other person, and you're not moving forward. Someone is trying to go forward, but it's very difficult. So the only warning I'd say here, do not wait around. We can wait for other people to catch up, because we all work on slightly different speeds, right? But in this situation, even here with Seven of Pentacles, it seems like, I don't know, maybe this is you who feel a little bit stagnant, and you don't know what to do with this connection. But I've asked the question here clearly, how do you feel in this connection? And you feel like you're waiting for something and something is not happening. And soon enough, you are recognizing that. I've seen it all. You're recognizing that, and you will want to move forward to progress in the future. The advice from your higher self is, do not sabotage your goals and your dreams and your wishes. Have a clear vision for them. What kind of romantic partnership do you really desire? Right? This is like making a vision board right here. 3 of Wands and a 10 of Cups as your advice cards. What kind of partnership do you really desire? I'm hearing meeting me halfway. And answer to yourself a question, does this partnership feels that way? Does this other person meet you halfway? They can do. Not for all of you, I'm seeing that this is an issue. Maybe life happened and you have to wait for the other one till they sort their shit out. Then you have to sort your shit out, and life just happens. The main thing what your higher self is saying in pile number 1, people, do not keep yourself stuck. Okay, do not keep yourself stuck. Especially if someone has some sort of addiction or bad habit that they keep coming back to, they have to sort it out on their own. Especially if we're talking about addictions. In order for us to overcome that, we gotta do it for ourselves. If someone else will tell us to do that, we will try, but we will fail. Because there's not enough need and drive to change. And those who don't have such interference, I want to say, I do think that for some people, your higher self is saying this person came through in order for you to change something about your household, your environment, where you want to live, where you want to be. Almost like this person is able to open up your eyes to the world. So they might want to travel with you. You might want to travel with them. You might want to explore new places, both of you. Or just this person acts as inspiration or gives you a light bulb moment, an idea, directly or indirectly, what kind of home environment you want, or what kind of overall partnership you want. But home is very important. Do I want to live with this person? And if I did, how would my life look like living with them? Your higher self is advising you to envision, taken from this moment right now, envision how your life would look like if you were to be in the same space with this person. Now, if we're talking about business, this person came through in order to open your eyes to what it is that you can do better. And maybe they have frustrated you. And maybe you felt like they were pressing your buttons. But it feels like they were pressing the right buttons, because that in the long run would help you out very much. What they're teaching you is for you to look at the shadow, or to look at the weaknesses of expertise, or what you still need to learn but you haven't learned just yet. They're pushing you forward. Maybe they are frustrating to you, but somehow they strengthen you as an individual, and you're gaining strength, stamina, resistance. Let's see, anything else? I want to use the abstract deck. Let's see what else. The high self is also saying, in order for this connection to be balanced, there cannot be, especially if we're talking about romantic connection here, other people involved. It has to be a clean, clear slate. Otherwise, you may expect clashes. Someone might get burned, someone might get saddened, someone might cry, and it might be just chaos. This is definitely not for all of you. One sec. Your higher self is saying that this connection is at its peak when both of these people feel free, sovereign, but at the same time they are together. So there is no restriction, no overpowering one another. When these two people act as a team. And I don't know why, but the health is important here. Health is really important. I'm just switching to specific messages here, so you need to determine and see which one is for you particularly. These two people came together in order to show example to one another, or one to another, how to live a healthier lifestyle, how to care for own well-being more, and to be a very, maybe you want to do something together, even if you're colleagues, maybe you want to go and work out after work, prior to work together, because I'm being shown the high of this connection. The strength of this connection is when two people are physically healthy and they are very motivated to act as a team to continue being physically healthy. I hope I'm making sense here. That's a big deal in this connection. It doesn't necessarily have to be working out. It can be changing your routine for a more active routine or better routine than you had before. At one point you probably have noticed, or maybe some of you will notice, that you have to give each other space, or to have a break, or to let go. But I'm not getting any drama or anything like that. I'm just seeing that these two people come together, impact one another's life, and then I'm seeing a possibility, not for all of you, a possibility for people to go separate ways, and I'm seeing you meeting someone new. Same would go for business. We learn something from one another, and then I go my separate way. I go somewhere else. Yeah, walk away card right here. So this feels like a very important connection because it plays a big role. And this is the freedom card, and this is travel. Plays a big role here. It feels like an eye-opening connection. Some people will start taking interest, because of this connection, taking interest in different cultures, or maybe traveling more often, or discover really beautiful spots. Other people are improving, if we're talking about the light aspects of this connection, improving their well-being, their health because of this connection. The dark aspect of this would be dragging someone into own bad behaviors, or into codependencies. But the balanced, I feel like a lot of people have reached that balance here. The balanced connection feels like we grow not only on a physical level together, we improve, we strengthen our bodies, our well-being, but also spiritually too. I'll be patient with your shadow self, and you'll be patient with mine, and we can work as a team. You might have a pet together, or someone has a pet. And I also wouldn't be surprised if these people at some point had to go separate ways, because it seems like I'm seeing them coming together, learning a lot, and then having to go separate ways to learn individually. And for some of you, I do see a possibility to meet again. But for other people, I'm seeing that they're going with a different contract. Soul contract. They're choosing a different soul contract. Or a different job contract. okay? And it's not a bad thing, actually. It's not a bad thing. You'll feel intuitively what needs to be done. So this was an interesting one. If you need more content, I have Patreon, and this is my second channel, by the way. So if you want to check out my main one, everything is in the description box. And hopefully you have a beautiful week. Until the next one. Hello tribe, whoever has chosen pile number 2 with Super Lunari's deck. Let's see what we got for you. Let me just put this deck back. How does your higher self see this connection? How does your higher self see this connection? You have the Ace of Pentacles. Let me adjust you for now, and then I'm going to readjust you again. We have the Queen of Swords. We have the Seven of Pentacles. And we have the Five of Pentacles. Okay, let's look. Now let's see. How do you feel about this connection? I'm doing a bit of a mashup here. How do you feel about this connection? I just want to tap in and see how this other person feels about this connection. Because your side is clear. And for them we have, I just want 2 cards for their side. We have the Queen of Wands. Oh, damn. Who you've been dealing with, pile number 2? So, I was meaning to do this reading based on not only romantic relationships, but in pile number 2, that's not the case. This is being purely romantic here. So, this might not be for everyone for sure. The advice from the higher self, please. The advice from the higher self. The advice from the higher self. Oh, wow. Okay. As an advice, we have the King of Cups, Page of Cups, and the Hierophant. Bottom of the deck, we also have the Four of Pentacles. How does your higher self see this connection? Your higher self, it's like a story that they're giving me. At first, there was potential for something bigger to grow in this connection. But someone's heart in this connection, either yours or theirs, wasn't completely open. Someone was almost like walking on the edges, or someone had problems with being vulnerable. And that lack of vulnerability or emotional intimacy has led to abandonment, has led to someone feeling alone, lonely, misunderstood, or heartbroken. Potential was there, but someone was too cold, or someone was too harsh, or someone was too straightforward. Someone wasn't willing to learn about emotional intimacy. And what's interesting here, because we have the Queen of Swords, what's interesting here as an advice here for you is to step into the King of Cups, or to look for, not, I don't feel like you're looking for, maybe to try or have your heart open for people who you can sense have emotional vulnerability. Or if you tend to be a cold king of queens sometimes due to fear of being vulnerable, fear of letting people in, you're being asked to step in to the cups energy. Try this out one step at a time. If you're going to be trying this out with your friends, with your family, being more vulnerable in your surroundings, you're going to start practicing. And that practice will allow you to open up, especially in romantic relationships, a little bit easier than before. It might still not be super easy at first, but the more you do it, the more you'll find what you're looking for with the Hierophant. Because truly, what kind of connection, contract your higher self sees as suitable for you on energetic, auric levels. I don't know how to explain that, but that's what I saw. For your energy vibration is someone who expresses themselves from their heart. Even if it's difficult to say something, they still do it. Now, how do you feel about this connection is pretty clear. You have been saddened by this connection. You probably have felt disappointed by this connection, and you maybe even some of you felt that you are trying to work hard where you are not maybe receiving as much back. Or some of you felt like from the get-go that you had to be quite cautious about this connection because of some reason. Maybe you sensed it intuitively, and a lot of people in pile number 2 are still licking their wounds. And also, as advice from your higher self, what it wants to say is to go out and play a little bit more. Go and have fun. Whatever fun is for you today. Especially those who have been sitting at home or somewhere indoors, isolating themselves for a long period of time. It's not helpful. There is a stage when you sit with yourself and feel through emotions and spend time with yourself, but then there's time when you go out there and play and step into this playful mode, and that's what your higher self is saying would be beneficial. How this person feels about this connection, they're super sexually attracted to you here. So I wouldn't be surprised if this was a situation where someone wanted to seek for a more stable, emotionally connection, but someone was after some fun. Or these people became intimate and everything was fine. And then suddenly someone doesn't understand why this went tits up. Everything just kind of went poof. For a lot of people, what this person was interested in mostly, and you know I don't fucking sugarcoat, is sex or fun together. It doesn't have to include sex, but come on. The Ace of Wands and the Queen of Wands cannot be clearer. I want to say, when it comes to reading for two people, when it comes to reading relationship, these roles can always be flipped. Maybe you were the one who wanted to explore sexual intimacy with this person, and this person was the one who wanted more. So it can always be flipped. That's why I like to say someone. So clearly someone is disappointed, and your higher self wants you to look at or suggests I had to rephrase this, to look at the possible abandonment issues some people watching may have. And this person, I think, came through to highlight that for someone. This person came through to highlight abandonment issues that someone has. Yeah, it wasn't fun. I'm sure it wasn't fun. Let's see what else. And I'm gonna use the intuitive deck. This is just my handmade deck, so you won't understand anything probably here. Listen, this is very personal to someone. Your higher self is saying, if you want to, this is for people who want to, you will clearly be shown with whom you're not supposed to have children with. I know this is a strong statement, so that is why I want you to really feel this and see if that's for you or that's not. Because I'm seeing energetically you being protected from having a child from someone that is not the person to walk with you long term. Or some of you were shown that you have to be more careful if you're not convinced about this person. And to really tune in and listen to your gut, because here it feels like someone already knew deep down that this is not going to be a long-lasting situation, or I have to be kind of wary or just observe the person before I allow them into my space. Not to the paranoid levels, because I don't like that shit. People get very paranoid sometimes. I have to be careful, and I have to explain myself 100 times. So making sure that everyone is on the same page. Deep down, someone felt, and your higher self was speaking to you through your intuition, like, I feel like I need to give this a bit more time, or I need to just kind of observe this person. I need to maybe take it a little bit slower, just see, until it feels right. Until something feels right, then I can do it. And for a lot of people in Pile 2, it was off, something was off from a get-go, because your higher self was already giving you hints. I'm also being shown that your higher self saw this connection where one person is super mature, regardless of the age, and the other person is being shown to me as a child. There was a massive difference here, I'm being told. It would have hardly worked. And there was also a potential influence of someone else here, if you already know about this, because I feel like a lot of you would know about this. Someone may be saying things into someone's ear, giving advice that is not supposed to be an advice. It's just someone had to keep their mouth shut, because maybe it created more chaos than necessary, or it created more expectations that wasn't supposed to be there in the first place. Influence. I'm getting influence. Let's see what else we got. I'm also hearing a lucky escape. I don't know for who this is. There is someone around this person whom I don't like, in their circle, maybe in their family. I don't like their energy. And that's another thing what I'm seeing potentially. Yeah, this is my conflict card. If you were to get involved with this person, I feel like you would get involved with a person who's in their circle too, and I'm seeing massive clashes. Like maybe a really in-your-face mother-in-law, but like really, like the energy that I'm feeling, it's almost aggressive. Or someone in their circle. If I had to describe this connection, the way your higher self is showing it to me is like this. It was never meant to be like this. It's like this. But it was an experience, definitely. I feel like this person came through to show you what you truly want. To see what you don't want, to realize that, and to understand what you truly want. Because this is commitment right here. You definitely, those who don't have children and want to have children because you have free will, you're supposed to have a child with a person who's kind of already around the corner. And this person's vibe is very different from the person that we're talking about. This is your commitment right here. This is them. This is your creation. And it doesn't have to be necessarily a child. Maybe there's going to be something that both of you will be creating from your hearts. Maybe a project, maybe a book, whatever. So I hope this made sense, pile 2. This was an intense one, but very interesting one to say the least. If you need extra content, I have Patreon. If you want to join me there, and this is my second channel. If you want to check out my main one, head to the description box. Have a beautiful week. Bye for now. Hello, my tribe, pile 3 people. Let's see. What does your higher self think of this connection? Let's look at it from a higher perspective. Pile number 3 people. Why did you have to meet this person? And how does your higher self see it? Okay, so let me adjust you slightly for now. And then we're going to readjust the camera. How does your higher self see this connection? Let's see how you feel in this connection yourself, so that this can be a little bit more personal. People will be able to differentiate if that's for you or not, or that's not for you. How do you feel about this connection? Okay, one card on my lap. Let's see. Okay. And let's see how does this other person feel about this connection. Let's move the camera slightly. A little bit more. How does this other person feel about this connection? And I just want a couple of cards just to tap into the energy. Okay. And the advice from your higher self? You have the Knight of Swords. Advice from your higher self. Ooh, balance, balance, baby. Okay. Advice from your higher self. Wheel. And one more. And the Four of Wands. Okay. Let's see. All right, so starting with, how does your higher self see this connection? First of all, it's like a message is coming through right to you. Your higher self is saying you have a lot of patience and determination to make something work. And I'm seeing that you have a lot of potential as a person overall. Like your higher self is talking about your strength, your intelligence, and your intuition. It's like your higher self wants to give you a boost of self-confidence and to remind you of that. So I don't know why, maybe some people needed to hear that. You're able to change somehow by meeting people, to change their lives somehow. So you might have felt once you meet someone, would it be platonic or romantic, you witness a massive or drastic change in their life. There is something that happens. Maybe for some of you, you've noticed that connected to this person, you met this person and drastically you experienced maybe an ego death or a sudden shift. Who I was before, who I am now, it's two different people. Your higher self is seeing this connection as very intuitively led, and it's saying be led by your heart. It's quite mysterious the way that your higher self is talking about this connection. Be led by your heart. Where you want to go with this, be led by your heart, not your head. Because some people are really stuck in their heads, and that influences the reality versus what is actually happening. Your higher self really wants you to detach from overthinking, because it just keeps you trapped. It keeps you coming up with scenarios that are not truth to this connection. So if you have any doubt, or if you want to talk to this person, your higher self is highly recommending communication instead of making up a story that might not be truth. This connection probably has swung you towards a path of self-discovery and creativity. You had to cross paths with this person in order for you to find your creativity again, in order to feel more passionate about what you're doing and what you want to create in this world. Somehow maybe this person was influential, but it also can be that it happened very naturally to you, where you started shifting towards your passions more. Maybe you suddenly felt that you wanted to express yourself creatively, your feelings creatively, or what is happening in your head. How this person feels about this connection. They saw a spark. They see maybe still a spark in this connection, but they're recognizing that the spark is somehow over, or how it started versus how it is now, it's a very different scenario. So I wouldn't be surprised if people have decided to take some time off, or maybe something has happened in one of your lives that made someone feel that they suddenly changed. Maybe in your personal, one of your personal lives, something has happened that was maybe quite difficult. You can see through this person, your higher self is saying. There's no need for your higher self to give you advice. That's literally how intense this message is. You can see through this connection. You probably have maybe even pulled cards for yourself, or you've been told something about this connection previously that is not news to you. So it's saying take this as a repetitive message. I know, for some of you it's going to be like, what are you talking about? That's what I'm getting here. Some of you don't know maybe what is going to happen. You're trying to figure out the future about this connection, but your higher self is saying, again, be led by your freaking heart. Not your mind, your heart. What do you feel intuitively too? Because you have a very strong intuition. Your higher self is saying it's been given to you for a reason. I do get a sense of disappointment from this person that you're asking about. Regret. I'm getting quite a lot of regret. And someone still has hope that things could be as good as they maybe were, or things could be improved. Either it's yours or this other person's. Someone has a lot of hope for this, and someone is very realistic about this connection. It's interesting because your advice from your higher self, it's pointing at you and your balance. Your higher self is saying that you're walking towards a more balanced state because it feels like you're finding ways how to cope with your thoughts that may be interfering in this connection. And your higher self is also advising you to create. Do not forget creativity, however it would look like in your life. If you want to buy a beautiful home or build a beautiful home or create your own inspired interior, it's inspired by your personality, do that. Also, remember that if you do want to get married, it's on the way. It's out there, it's on the way if you haven't gotten married just yet. And now it's saying some of you might be quite worried about something, but in the near future you won't be worried anymore. So there is no need to panic. Because I'm getting some people are panicking, like here in the Eight of Swords. I cannot find my home, and as if this girl is like moving around and she's trying to sense where it is, but she can't find the home because she's in her head. If she tapped into any other senses, she'd be able to feel where the sun is coming from and to maybe walk towards the warmth. But the warmth is taken away from her because of what's happening in the headspace. Let's see a little bit more. How does your higher self see this connection? Maybe you felt that this connection somehow interfered something in your life, but I'm not getting it from your higher self. It's saying it wasn't an interference. Interference was made up. That's definitely not for all of you. Okay. And I feel like two of these people wanted the same things or had similar goals. Or still do. Finances are being highlighted over here. Maybe you noticed once you met this person that your finances were influenced in this connection. Yeah, for both of you actually. You act like a mirror to one another. And what you don't want to do, this other person doesn't want to do. Or if you're very stubborn, they might be stubborn. And it seems like your higher self is asking for you two to find common ground. Or to talk about your similarities. And be open about that. And when I said you mirror each other, I do not talk about the twin flame bullshit, because it's keeping two people stuck for 5, 10, 20 freaking years waiting for their twin flame because there is a separation stage. How screwed up is this? Right? It's terrible what it does to people. I don't know who came up with this stuff. Relationship is relationship. Either two people are willing to work on it together, either it doesn't work out. And if it doesn't work out, we don't keep waiting for someone. We keep living our lives and have an open door for anyone else potentially to come in. Or if you're meant to be with that person, you're gonna come back around and it's going to work out. Maybe you have to grow separately. But that waiting game, man, it's poor people, honestly. Seen too much damage by, and again, those labels. And there's a sequence like 1, 2, 3. That's the signs of the twin flame. What is that? Bullshit. Everyone's relationship is so unique and different. Now, looking back at all my friends who got married, my God, like, you can write a book. It's not gonna apply to everyone. I don't know, I'm just fucking laughing here. Oh God. Yeah, the world is weird, isn't it? The world is weird. I do sense in this pile number 3 that there is strong similarity between two people. And these two people, sooner or later, if there is no communication here right now, sooner or later they're gonna have to talk things out. Or if there is no problem over here, then two people will have to talk about how they want to improve together and separately to grow as a stronger team, as stronger partners for one another. Because there's something that someone is too afraid to talk about, and it keeps two people, it doesn't do any good, it just keeps someone uncertain. Communication has to happen here, for sure, for sure. Someone may be shy here. Someone might be shy. But they're trying to act that they're not. And I'm also seeing that there might be a child involved here for some of you. Someone maybe has a child in this connection. If it's not a child, then I'm being shown a pet. Let's see, advice here. Advice. Okay, this is not for everyone. But I'm being shown I need to talk about what you like in a bedroom. Because I'm seeing someone is not fully satisfied or wasn't satisfied, but maybe someone was too shy or didn't want to talk about it, or whatever the reason, but someone needs to really open up about what they like and what they don't like in bedroom, because this can be fixed. Because someone in this connection, would it be sexual intimacy, would it be emotional intimacy, someone has no clue where they stand, or someone has no clue where they stand in that one particular event or plan, and these two people really need to sit down and discuss it. If there is no discussion, I'm seeing someone doesn't want to, then someone doesn't know if they want to create something more, because they're not sure. And I'm not getting anything personal here, you know, like, oh, well, you're not telling me this, I'm not going to do that. This would be very childish. What I'm seeing here is that two people are mature enough to talk things out without that conversation turning into a massive argument. Does that make sense? Even if someone fucked up, it needs to be talked in a very mature manner. And I feel like, wait. If someone doesn't want to do that, then that's an answer. I'm hearing, then that's an answer. Or if someone constantly becomes super heated and instead of conversation it turns to an argument, or resistance happens and it's just like everything's super tense, then I would give this a break. Someone in this connection, I don't know if that's you or them, is learning how to communicate in a very graceful manner. And it's going to be really, really beneficial in the long run. Either for this connection or for another one to come. I do like this vibe because I'm seeing a possibility of a lot of growth coming from this connection. You know how sometimes people say, oh, that person taught me that, I'm forever grateful. Sometimes we learn from love, through love. Sometimes we learn through pain. So I don't know on which side you sit, but it doesn't really matter here because I'm talking about this feeling that I'm getting, oh my God, I'm so grateful because they taught me that. And I carry it with me now and I became a better human, better person because of that. I know this is not related to the reading, to the topic, but your also high self is saying you can expect abundance, specifically financial abundance. More resources are coming your way. So this is for someone specific who maybe was wondering about that. You will be provided of what you need in the future, so do not worry. It may come in unexpected ways, especially if you're worried not only for yourself, but you have someone else to care about. Both of you will be provided with what you need. Okay? So if you need extra content, I have Patreon. If you want to join me there, this is my second channel. If you want to check out my main one, everything is in the description box, and I wish you a beautiful week. Until the next time, ciao.